pair of major video game makers reported quarterly results, and both are trading up. We're tracking shares of Activision Blizzard and Take-Two Interactive, both trading higher despite a set of results that weren't necessarily a clean beat. Let's bring in Clay Griffin. He's research analyst at MoffettNathanson to go through some of this. Clay, thanks so much for being with us. Let's start on Activision Blizzard. Actually had good results, it looks like, from Call of Duty. I'm just surprised to see such a big stock move in a company that is, in an M&A process with Microsoft.
Yes, good morning. That's right. I think, in the absence of anything new on the regulatory front in terms of the deal approval process, you have to think that this is the market reassessing kind of the standalone value of Activision. I would agree that it was a strong quarter, tremendous quarter from Call of Duty. But listen, the quarter from Blizzard and the quarter from King were also very, very strong. So in contrast in some ways to what we saw from Take-Two and even EA to a lesser degree. So very good quarter, and I think the market's getting more confidence about kind of the standalone value of Activision here.
You mentioned Take-Two. Let's spend a minute on that because they cut their forecast, or not cut it, but it was kind of a downbeat outlook, and yet the stock is rallying. What did they offer to investors?
Yeah, I think that's right. Look, I think it was disappointing to get another guidance cut. They had cut guidance only in November as well, so 2 consecutive cuts for this fiscal year. I think the takeaway for Take-Two today and this year is that the market's really kind of moved on from this year. Remember, their fiscal year ends in March. So when we say 2023, fiscal 23, that's the year that's about to be completed. So many investors, I think, have really taken their analysis and their opinion towards what's going to happen for next year and the year beyond. And so from that perspective, yesterday's results didn't really tell us anything with respect to the upcoming fiscal year. We'll get a more comprehensive guide from Take-Two, including detail about their pipeline, which they've been building for many years now. So there's an anticipation that perhaps we'll get a very healthy guide for at least fiscal 24, but maybe even fiscal 25 as well.
Last question, we only have about 30 seconds, but what do you think about a catalyst for the sector? Obviously, post-pandemic, huge surge, or during the pandemic, huge surge, and we've seen a roll-off of that. What's the next thing we're looking for?
Look, I think at Take-Two in particular, they've been working on some of the biggest games in the industry for quite a long time. So there's an anticipation that we're going to see an announcement of some of their biggest and best IP. It's been frustrating for the wait. It's taken a long time. That's kind of the nature of some of these big tentpole games that typically come from Take-Two. I happen to think that's kind of the best catalyst for the industry is big, compelling content. And I think Take-Two is extremely well positioned to deliver on that.